вечір самотній, грає постпанк, в екрані дорами, в серці дурак. Багато історій, не схожих на нашу. В телеекранах скоро мене покажуть. Я хвора на любов, а ти забираєш ліки, випиваєш мою кров і починаєш п'яніти. Ти знаєш, що я тиха, що я сором, я злива, але коли ми вдвох, то я просто красива. Я хвора на любов, а ти забираєш ліки, випиваєш мою кров і починаєш п'яніти. Ти знаєш, що я тиха, що я сором, я злива, але коли ми вдвох, то я просто красива. Швидко час ночі мене, тобі треба на роботу. Обіймаєш ти мене і даруєш наше фото. Покладу я під чохол свого телефону. Мене вже чекають пари, а ти чекай в суботу. Я хвора на любов, а ти забираєш ліки, випиваєш мою кров і починаєш п'яніти. Ти знаєш, що я тиха, що я сором, я злива, але коли ми вдвох, то я просто красива. Я хвора на любов, а ти забираєш ліки, випиваєш мою кров і починаєш п'яніти. Ти знаєш, що я тиха, що я сором, я злива, але коли ми вдвох, то я просто красива.
Задержись, так много я хотел бы сказать, и быть с тобой, пока ты молчишь, иметь возможность все поменять. Но ты спешишь, да. Тогда, наверное, был не готов и ждал, кто первым сделает шаг. Я потерял нечаянно тебя. На этот раз я буду вспоминать, вспоминать нас, тебя любить и вспоминать, вспоминать нас. Как это было, вспоминать, вспоминать нас и нашу встречу в первый и в последний раз. Я буду долго вспоминать, 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 вспоминать нас. Тебя любить и вспоминать, 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 вспоминать нас. Вот и все. У тебя теперь новая жизнь. В ней появляюсь я, но как друг. Я недосказан и заменим. И в этом суть, да. Я тогда внезапно исчез. Я думал, это лучше для нас. Это мой страх перемен. Последний раз я буду вспоминать, вспоминать нас. Тебя любить и вспоминать, вспоминать нас. Как это было, вспоминать, вспоминать нас и нашу встречу в первый и в последний. нашу встречу в первый и в последний раз. Последний раз. Последний раз. Последний раз. Последний раз. Последний раз.
Good evening, everyone. Excuse me while I'm just moving my microphone closer to me so you can hear me as clearly as possible. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing fantastic this Friday evening. End of the week, finally. I gotta say, I'm completely just. I need a proper lie down. I was resting up before going live today, and now I'm just ready to go. And it's gonna be a long one, of course. It's a long night. I'm going to have a little break in between, I guess, because we're going to watch Eurosong 2024 live as it's happening on the late show thingy over in Ireland. But before that, I wanted to kind of listen to the songs from Vidbir this year because, well, I want to keep up with all of the national finals, at least as many as I possibly can. And this is another in the bunch. And of course, last year, I remember that Vidbir was probably the first national final to take place. Not quite the situation this year, but now still, I mean, all of the songs are out. We're only in January, of course, and there are so many songs out in all different kinds of national finals. And today, Ukraine is the one that we're going to focus on. Still just incredible, really, that Ukraine can put this competition together, and it's so wonderful to see how successful it really is and can be during these times. So it's really lovely for me to be able to sit here tonight and just say to you all that we're going to listen to 11 songs from Vidbir, and I will enjoy it immensely. I can already tell you that much, I think. Because Vidbir is usually one of my absolute favorite national finals, I'll tell you that much. It's usually like, even those years where I didn't really keep up with the national finals, I mean, I really only started last year, but even the years before it, Vidbir was the one that I really always kind of had to check out, because I always thought there was a bunch of good stuff in there. So I'm looking forward to that today as well. I see your comment, Dr. Seger. I'm only listening to the 11 finalists today because I just can't with too many songs. It's going to be the 11 qualifier or finalists or whatnot that will participate next weekend. And those are the ones that I will listen to today. I understand there was some kind of concept that they had 10 songs that they picked only one from to be in the final, with 10 pre-qualified songs or something like that. I don't really understand the concept over there, but the 11 songs that we're going to listen to next weekend in the final are the ones that I will listen to today. I am ready. I hope that you are ready as well. I'll just quickly read the question from World Sasori. Groot, will you watch the late song? Yeah, we're watching that. Well, yeah, tonight when it's taking place. It starts at 10:30 p.m. for me, so that's when I'll go live again. Will be a break between this stream and that one, but I'll be back. And when I'm back, I will be on both YouTube and Twitch, I guess. So yeah, there was a short list of 20 entries. 10 went directly to the final, and we picked one more qualifier from the other songs via televote. That's a bit strange of a system, only picking like one more song to have an 11-song final. But I'm not gonna talk down on the system they use over in Ukraine. I'm just happy we got 11 songs to listen to today, and I'm looking forward to listen to every single one of them. I've prepared on screen. There is song numero uno here, which is called La 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 by Yaktak. I just looked up like an official playlist of all of the songs, and this, I don't know what order they're in, if it's the official running order or if it's alphabetically or whatnot, but it's just they're in an order. I picked a playlist that was on YouTube. Hopefully it's the correct songs. I double checked, like there are 11 songs in there, so hopefully it's correct. And if I get into a song that's not actually participating, let me know, so I'll kick it out. Hopefully the audio should be fine and everything is just balanced just right. I hope you can hear me okay. Supernova had similar system 2 years ago when 16 semi-finalists were announced and 8 songs were in the wildcard round, where in the wildcard round where one televote winner went to the semi-final. Strange. Either way, let's just get right to it, shouldn't we? Shan't we? Do you say shall we not? Yaktak, La La La, song number 1 from Vidbir 2024. Let's listen. Got the gradually filtering out intro from the synth here, or filtering in intro. Some charming little vocal layering. The harmony there as well. This percussive beat is actually quite charming, I think. So we got a descending melody that's very much reliant on being an earworm, I guess. Lyrical variation is top tier. And the sign in the synth is adding the harmony to it. Throw in the horn here. It's incredibly minimalistic so far. We got the shaker coming in here, and the very much in the treble, the brighter register. The rhythm of this backing track is actually quite strong. I like how the percussion works around with this just dun 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 dun. It's like this descending manner on the backing melody is quite neat. But it's very simple so far. And it's back to same kind of hook. And we need some variation coming up soon. Come on. Decent continuation, the flow works here. Not really sold on this vocal style that he's going for here. Sounds like he's just putting a lot of emphasis on being... Ooh! I don't know. The horns back in to kind of be catchy, but this is... It's just the same thing over and over again, and it's such a minimalistic approach that there's nothing really interesting about it for me. It's just more catchy than anything. There's like such a wide aspect from his vocal delivery. It sounds like he's trying to fit as much air as possible through the recording. I know, I can't stand this kind of stuff. It's too repetitive. Doesn't really offer anything for me. I'm very disappointed, I gotta say. Yeah, seriously, didn't interest me at all in that song. It's a minimalistic approach, and I get what they're going for. It's just supposed to be a catchy earworm, but what it ends up being is just feeling like an unfinished package that there's not really anything creatively being put into it. There are horns for the hook. It's a vocal hook that's just consisting of one word repeated, and this constant kind of descending melody that's just straight on the beat. It's not really interesting. It doesn't offer any kind of contribution of actually something creative going on. It's not playful in the slightest, even though the percussion sounds decent here and there, and there is something in the rhythm. It's just a very lackluster song, I think. I'm getting bored listening to it while it still wants to be kind of a bouncy, danceable type of song. And I'm just feeling like there's nothing going on in it. There's no elevation, there's no dynamics. It just feels like it's going on and on without anything really sparking an interest in me. So I'm very disappointed by the way we kicked this this selection off. But I just found it very underwhelming and quite stale, really. Yeah, I don't know. I'm disappointed with that one. I don't think that it really offered anything interesting or memorable. It's mostly just repeating the hook of la la la, and you kind of follow the instrumental beat as well with the descending melody in the lead in the background as well. The vocal kind of just layered with that, and it's the same thing really. Nothing contrastive about it. So we'll keep that one to the side. I don't think that will be the song that Ukraine ends up sending. At least I hope not. It needs to have a proper overwhelming performance on stage for me to be convinced by that. Song-wise, there's a lot left to be desired, I would say. Next up, we got some commercial about food, of course. We also got Tios here, who's hyping up Melodifestivalen, which is starting very, very soon. And this is song number 2, which is called Keeper by Ingrid. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say other than that. It's song number 2. It's called Keeper. It's by Ingrid, and let's just listen to it. It's a nice contrast of her voice on this piano, I'd say. She has a very characteristic tone in her voice. There's a nice little movement in that lead as well. Yeah. Quite intriguing songwriting so far. Piano kicks it up here. We've got strings coming in as well. She has a very intriguing vocal style. That is wide. It's so anthemic. Rhythm comes in very oddly here. Percussion is tangible. Trying to get into it, but it's just an unexpected approach to take. The piano work here is beautiful. The vocal really ties it together. This is a great piano line here. Just the constant energy it transmits. It's a bit of strange wording. It's like unexpected at times. Strong switch up. I love these kind of vocal reliant segments. It's a very processed vocal to kind of pack up here, but it's still wide and feels quite fulfilling. Very playfully arranged. I found it very difficult to kind of get into this chorus. Rhythmically, it's so foreign to me. Strong continuation. But I probably like a little melodic variation here. Something coming in the background to just kind of add more life to it. Becomes a little too repetitive with just this very lead vocal being the same thing. And that's when the song ends as well, I guess. Piano outro is very pretty here. Love the tone of the piano. Feels very sustained and has a lot of substance to it. Keeper is an interesting one, truly. I think that it's gonna come down a lot to how it will be performed, I guess, because you could play around a lot with the lighting and with just the intimacy of what the vocal can transmit. I think her tone is very unique and very interesting, but I struggle just slightly with really connecting what it tries to be. It feels rather experimental to me, mainly rhythmically. I think those choruses have a very strange drum pattern going for them, which is a bit hard to take in at the first time, but I'm also kind of very intrigued by what they're going for. It's an intriguing song together. I don't think there's too much replayability with it, but it's something that absolutely has an atmosphere for it that could make it stand out. And I think her vocal tone is lovely. So there's a little bit of both in that one, I think. But I'm very intrigued by it. I have to say, it could be something special with it, but I think that it's probably not too. It's not like engaging enough in terms of actual intensity, I guess, within the song. It feels like it's obviously a very slow song, and you could classify it within the ballad genre, but it's not one of these that actually build and create something enigmatic for the ending or so. It feels a little, I guess, pedestrian as the song flows there. Yeah, it never really goes all the way, I think, before the song is over, and it's a little bit of a slow burner, I guess. But I do not mind that whatsoever. Quite decent, actually. We'll move on to connect to the internet. You are offline. Okay. I don't think so, because I'm currently streaming. And now it works again. We got the McDonald's ad here, in case you were hungry. And we have studying over on Åland. I will not do that. I'm done studying, thank you. But if any of you want to study on Åland, I guess you got your little ad, 5 seconds of ad there to spark your interest. We'll move on to song number 3. I'm actually hungry. I actually am too. I haven't eaten dinner yet today. I will eat after this Vidbir stream. I was planning on doing it before, but then I knew that I wouldn't make it like in time for when I was supposed to start. So I postponed dinner to after I'm done with this. I will go to Åland because of this ad. Yeah, you enjoy yourself over there. Song number 3 is called Slavic English by Nazva. So yeah, let's listen to it. It's a spot on piano. Feels a bit MIDI-esque here to start us off. I'm not a fan of this vocal style. Okay, full time on the drums coming in here. That is unexpected to me. Production sounds a bit strange, really. This kick is very piercing. It's like a very filtered out violin at the back here. The song is all over the place so far. I'm guessing, are they going for a funny concept, maybe? I'm not sure. I guess so. Yeah. Kind of like the energy that they actually transmit here. It's a very minimalistic instrumental, of course. It's all about really vocally pinpointing what they want to deliver, but I don't know. It doesn't do anything melodically for me. Melodically, it's so weak, really. I guess this is an engaging chorus. They could go for a little bit of a zdob, what they're called, zdob zizdub. That kind of just fun approach of energy, but it needs to really click live because there's no intensity or energy in the backing track. The instrumental is too minimalistic for it to really work for me. I mean, the drumming throughout the song has really only been this very soft kick. Even though they pull it very intensely, it's no drive in it. Yeah, I don't understand that. I think that is very, very weak, honestly. I get that they're probably supposed to be pretty funny or whatnot and just be there to entertain, but it is really just a very strange composition altogether. It feels like they're not really musicians, I guess, that has really put something together. It feels very weak in terms of its actual punch, and the song just kind of goes on. And I feel like early on there was some part when this drum came in and it was unexpected, but then the song kept being unexpected in a pretty weak way, I would say. It's unexpected because it feels like they don't really know how to compose. Maybe they do. I could be completely wrong here, but there's really no kind of red, like, what do you call it? Do you call it a red thread, or like a something to follow throughout the whole song? It feels like the purpose is just there to be funny, without really having any finesse about how to create fun or really just create a song around it. It feels like this is supposed to be a performance, and the song is never supposed to be heard in studio. Very disappointed with that. I mean, I was never. I obviously really disliked Mama's Ch as a song last year, but they could elevate it with the performance, and what they actually had was some kind of intensity within the song. Here, I just feel like there's really nothing behind it. Even though it tries to be funny, it just doesn't really have any impact in the instrumental or anything like that. And the hook is just constant repetition of la 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 la. Yeah, that's not something that I'm gonna take with me. This might be fun when we see it live, but it's not a studio cut I would ever put on because the song just isn't produced properly. So no, we're moving on. I'm sorry for being negative so far about this selection. I really don't want to be, but so far I'm rather disappointed. We got some Hugo Boss, the Scent Elixir ad here. A perfume which I actually do own, so that is a very fitting ad. And then we also have Renoveringsdrömmar, where they renovate houses. Great stuff. Like, why are no ads skippable? I don't get it. There we go. This is a very short song, 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and you'll have to excuse me, but I do not know how to read the letters. This is Cyrillic, right? Cyrillic? What do you call it? Cyrillic or Cyrillic? I don't know. I'm so ignorant. I'm terribly sorry. Palala, is that what we call it? Palala. Okay, Palala by Anka, and Anka means duck in Swedish. So this is the duck song. And he said to the man, "Run in the stand. Hey, bum bum bum, Palala." All right. Anyway, whatever. Palala song here by Anka, and song number 4. Let's listen to it. So incredibly digital approach so far. Even that woodwind kicking off the song is, you can just hear the digital input on it. It's quite a lively vocal arrangement here. Drums come in strong here. It's quite an acidic beat, which I'm very fond of actually. Not too bad. Charming. I like how the rhythms combine here. Great continuation here leading into the verse. Maintaining the drum pattern and this synth bass. Really just kind of being the pulse of the song. I'm liking this vocal style as well, and the vocal layering is very strong. Dynamic in terms of vocal as well. Here comes the whispery kind of more wordy part, I guess. And combine that with some kind of chanting. Intriguing with how the synth work came in there. Like fades in, fades out. It was pretty catchy. I'm liking the vocal layering. I think that they can really nail how the vocals sound live. This could work. Might be a bit too many woohoos in the background. That becomes a little repetitive. Just has such an acidic approach to the synth work mainly. Great continuation here. Maintains the energy. The sound design is really intriguing to me. There's a lot of just crushing sounds. It's obviously just way too short of a song. Is there any point for it being that short? I don't really know. It's a bit strange to me. I think the flow there absolutely works. I'm intrigued by so many of the parts of the song, and I think the sound design is actually something that I'm just enjoying truly. Vocal wise, it's quite cool as well. I think the vocal layering is strong, and I like how there are different vocal styles throughout the song to keep it fresh throughout. It never really gets tiring at any point. I guess maybe these woohoos, maybe there was just one too many of those, and that is the only thing that I can really complain about. Even though it's a hook that just relies on repeating like palala, palala, it's still, you know, kind of fun for me. I just enjoyed the flow of it. I thought it was a little bit of a foot tapper and quite solid altogether. But it's very much a very short song, which I'm a little bit disappointed by, I guess. I probably would have wanted more from it. Truly, it felt like it could have had a continuation that was greater. Gave me a little bit of a, what was the song called last year? Like Dovbush, was it? It was a little bit like Dovbush, but not as strong and not as engaging, I think. But this could absolutely, you know, have a live performance that just knocks it out of the park, and then I could compare them more. Sorry if anyone is offended that I'm comparing it to Dovbush. They might be two completely different types of songs, but to my ignorant Swedish ears, they give me a similar vibe. So yeah, hope you understand that. Next up is Drevo. Wait, no, next up is an ad, of course, by Santa Maria. Popping Delicious. And then we have Iprensa, which is if you have a fever. Oh, I hate when that happens. Oh my, ugh. Oh, that's disgusting. Ew. No. Why don't you just take your... Whatever. Okay. Endless Chain is song number 5. And this one, I think I had weak live performance. Do you think so? I loved Dovbush live. I really did. I thought it was great live. I don't see where you're coming from, Dr. Seger. I honestly really loved Dovbush when I saw it live. I think it elevated it. I thought she had a great character on stage, truly. Either or. Let's see. Endless Chain by Drevo. Song number 5. Let's go. So playing around a little bit with the panning for the intro. Guitars come in the middle, and then we got the palm muted in the right ear. Bass comes in here. Feels like a smooth little structure so far. His vocal style is not really something that I'm really clicking with so far, but I can grow into it. Chord interval is one you've heard one too many times, I would say. The bass has a nice little kind of like elevation in it that actually has a nice little growl to it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of catchy instrumentally. I can't connect with his vocal at all. It feels so exaggerated to me. I don't know. Now the guitar is moving from side to side. Ambitious, I guess. Drumming is all over the place now. I can't connect with the rhythm, really. Going on? Okay, who kicked up the phaser on the guitar there? I mean, I guess this kind of riff is working somewhat in creating some energy. It becomes a little catchy, but it's not something I take with me, I guess. I think if this melody would work, I would like more just intensity from the guitars, I guess. Maybe a vocal that's more straight to the point. Nice pause. I'll give him that. This final part of the song isn't too bad, you know. Slightly dynamic outro there. You know, Drevo there, I'm not sure what he's trying to do vocally. I don't really connect with that. And I really feel like maybe it's just a bit too simple in terms of its songwriting approach. I feel like I've heard it just a million times before. It could be written within any kind of genre, and it would sound just very middle of the road. It goes out for a rock approach, and it doesn't really go all out. I feel like there needs to be more drive in it. There needs to be a greater amount of just shredding the guitar, and the vocal needs to be way more straight to the point, very focused, very strong, and what do you say, like overwhelming. But I'm just not really feeling any of that. It feels rather laid back. It feels just kind of quirky in terms of how he's singing it, and then there's a lot of whoa-whoas to kind of fill out and try to make it catchy, I guess. I gotta say though, the production quality sounds pretty decent on it. All in all, there's really no issues with it. It feels like everything's being allowed its space in the soundstage and in the frequencies and so, but it's not really something that interests me too much, I guess, and it feels quite laid back in a way, which I don't think it really should feel. So I think I'll leave that one to the side as well. I'm not really that overwhelmed or very impressed by the selection so far. Hopefully we're getting into some better songs. It seems like Zhenya in the chat says we're getting into good stuff after this one. So yeah, let's look forward to that. I'll crack open my drink to and say amen to that. Please do not spoil what you think of the songs before we listen to them. Come on. Now I already know to expect a jury winner contender, right? Because Dr. Seger said it. Maybe I should just ignore the chat, shouldn't I? First of all, though, we're getting into an ad where you can buy protein with the taste of milk chocolate with sea salt. Yeah. Crack up in a cold one with the boys. Well, I'm not much of a beer guy, especially not when I'm sitting alone at home. I'm drinking my energy drinks. That's how I keep life going. Groot is bulking up. Yeah, well, a bit too much maybe lately. Yummy öl. Okay. Wait, let's see. Wait. Let me just... Yeah. Okay, I'm just looking now on the screen, of course. Jerry Hale and Aliona with the song Teresa and Maria. Of course, Jerry Hale was my favorite from Vidbir last year. If you were keeping up with my channel last year, I really loved When God Shut the Door. I mean, I loved Heart of Steel. Don't get me wrong, I really loved Heart of Steel, and especially in Eurovision. I was such a big fan of it. In my top 5 probably from Eurovision last year. But I gotta say, When God Shut the Door was my favorite in Vidbir, so maybe I would put that one even higher. I don't know. We will never know because it didn't go to Eurovision. But I really loved that song. I thought it was really unique. I thought it had a wonderful flow to it. I thought vocally it was interesting. It just really knocked it out of the park for me. And it was my favorite, and Heart of Steel was my second. So we'll see what this one will be like this year. I'm excited, of course, like seeing that Jerry Hale is back after, I guess, a pretty successful attempt last year. I mean, she did become quite a fan favorite, and let's see if she can live up to expectations, I guess, here with Aliona backing her up. With Teresa and Maria, let's listen to it. It's an enigmatic opening. I like the guitar sound of it. It's a lot of reverb on it. Works quite nicely. Vocal layering is effective. It's compelling to me. I like this opener, and the piano comes in nicely as well. A lot of substance to it. Great flow. Wonderful. Really utilizing that vocal to lead into the beat. Nice contrast in the tone as well. Really utilizing the brighter notes. The vocal layering makes it sound very, what do you call it? It's a collective impression that I'm getting that's very strong. The beat comes in so effectively. Great production on the drums, really. We've got the synth in the background, just Adding a little bit of life and character at the back. Did you hear that little drum fill with the panning? Every other hit in each ear. Yeah, the choral is very effective, agreed. Are you hearing the flow of this? It goes so effectively with the beat. Feels very natural to me. Oh, okay. Breaking up the beat. I was just getting into it. It's just all out, all the time. It's very pleasant. I mean, it just does everything you want it to do. This chorus is so effective. Memorable melody to it, wonderful delivery in the vocal of it, love the layering. And the soundstage is so filled up. Again, the little drum fill, it's so minimalistic, but it's just the panning of it. I'm getting a little bit of horns at the back. Back. Goes full circle with the guitar intro, closing off the song again. Maybe use a little bit more effect work leading into this very final part. Great. Yeah, now we're in it. Wonderful little composition there, truly. The song flows so effectively. I think there is a great just characteristic tone within it. This kind of choral input that they have is very effective. The vocal layering does its magic. The soundstage feels very full and complete. The panning is on point. I think the flow of the rap there in the middle is perfect. It just fits within the song and its approach. Grammatically, I saw we had a little bit of an issue with the a human beings. Yeah, very strange. Obviously, should probably take a look at how to structure the English sentences before. I mean, if it wins, it'd probably just readjust the lyrics a little bit to make the English really work. But I mean, I don't really mind that. I just listened to the music and I loved every second of it. Truly, I think that it just has a wonderful flow to it. I think that the song has really followed through on its purpose of what it wants to achieve. It's a style of music that's not going to fit everyone, and it's a style of music that will fit some people to the best degree, really. I think that I'm very much in the category of an enjoyer of this kind of music. I think that the combination that the song really has of this quite enigmatic choral that style that it has, along with this rap that it has and a very digital production on it, I just think that it matches, or it mixes so naturally and works. I'm very fond of it. It's not my favorite song of like the national final season or anything. It doesn't strike me that hard, and I think the first time I heard When God Shut the Door, I was more invested in that one. But I think this one has a very pleasant flow to it. It's very easy to just tag along with. The chorus is memorable in melody, and I think the instrumental really fills it out nicely as well. Drumming sounds great. The rap is a wonderful input, I think, and yeah, I very much enjoyed that. Absolutely. Good stuff. That was song number 6, I'm pretty sure, and I think that is a very strong contender. This is very my kind of music. Yeah, I would agree. I really usually like these kind of very engaging foreign songs to me. I guess Groot isn't a big handball fan, considering he's doing this while Sweden are leading a semi-final versus France. I mean, in my experience, like from growing up, it's a saying, or at least like around me, that Sweden is really the only country on the planet to care about handball. I just have that feeling like Sweden has won so many tournaments in handball because we take it more seriously than anyone else, that I've just never bothered to be interested in it. But hey ho, if Sweden are winning, let's go. I'm all for it. Go Sweden. I can't name a single handball player in Sweden. I think we used to have a guy called Kim Andersson, who I think was our best player, but that was when I was young. He's probably not playing anymore. Sweden care about handball more than football. Probably, yeah. Honestly, yeah, maybe. If we didn't have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, that would probably be the case. Same thing with ice hockey, of course. That's a very big thing in Sweden. Anyway, quick sip of the drink before we're moving on. From Canada, I know way more about Swedish curlers than handballers. Yeah, curling seems to be a thing up here as well, but I'm not invested in that either. Okay, let's see. Did you see who was up next? I saw. Here's a Finnish commercial for some reason. I do not understand a single word that's on the screen right now. Why am I getting it? Anyway, you can see here on the screen there, you see who it is. Guess who's back? Back again. Melovin's back. Tell a friend. Dreamer by Melovin. Or do you say Melovin or do you say Melovin? Or I don't know. Melovin. I am Melovin. Melovin with Dreamer, song number 7 in Vidbir. Melovin, of course, has been in Vidbir, from my memory, twice before. I might be wrong on that. Of course, he won once, and he also was in with... What was the song called? Was it Wonder? And it was like a hook that was... Da-da-da wonder, da-da-da wonder. It was pretty catchy, I gotta say, but I think that was the year before Under the Ladder or something like that. Of course, loved Under the Ladder when that happened. But it wasn't my favorite. I loved Beat of the Universe. That's like one of the what you call it, one of the songs we lost. That would have been so good at Eurovision. I would have loved that so much. I loved Under the Ladder, don't get me wrong, but Beat of the Universe was my up there for me, top 10 kind of. Anyway, Melovin is back, and we'll see what Dreamer is gonna sound like. If it's gonna be an improvement on the previous efforts, if it's gonna match them, or if it's gonna be a bit of a disappointment. Whatever it is, I'm looking forward to listening to I Am Melovin with Dreamer. Let's go. Acapella opening. Getting some Austria 2011 vibes, but a more haunting way. Here come the strings. We're hearing the width of that vocal coming in. Strong melody, filtering it out. There comes the percussion in. Quite an addictive synth bass in this. Just a great pulse in it. And the vocal is obviously so characteristic, like always when he sings it. Dynamics work great. Got the treble coming in here from both shaker and hi-hats, I guess. And the falsetto is something. Effective sweep-in effect there. It's quite effective. It's quite just strong. Doesn't feel overused or anything. Filtering in the synths here. It's a little trance-inspired, isn't it? Just this constant beat of the drums and then the synths being really the key part of everything. Great with the snare here. Sound design is strong in the percussion, definitely. There it comes. Just so much drowned out in reverb, these hits. I like the energy of it. So well structured, great flow to it. I think the production quality is very strong. And vocally I'm enjoying it. Even though it's just not really that melodically varied, I guess. This is a wonderful just part of attitude. I like the intensity of that. And just these sudden bursts and hits that it comes with. Back into the chorus. Not really an elevation here with the chorus for the final part. I'd like a vocal top line here to be introduced. Yeah. Strong continuation. Great flow to the song, truly. And none of this nonsense with just no minimalistic breakdowns or anything. It's really reliant on energy. Constant stream of energy, playful little static sound effects there to final the song as well. I like that. I'm very fond of that, honestly. It's a playful arrangement altogether. It has fun parts within the middle of it as well. I love that little breakdown segment that doesn't lose its energy. It really just kind of builds on some sort of engaging quality that song already has. These stabs, these sudden bursts of hits, along with a pretty attitude-filled vocal there. I'm very fond of that. And then also there's a lot of falsetto work in this. I think that's really going to be quite intriguing to see how that will work live. But I'm optimistic about it. I know that he's a very strong singer, of course. We've heard that before, and if you've seen, this is actually an artist that I've seen. Was he in X Factor? I'd like to say, and he sung, of course, Uprising in X Factor. If you haven't seen this, when Melovin sings Uprising by Muse, that is a high recommendation from me. Honestly, he's so very like over dramatic and theatrical in everything he does. But I'm gelling with that. That's up my alley. I can like some kind of melodrama and just doing things over the top. I can click with that. I'm not one of these people who just rolls their eyes and think like, oh, it's such a drama. It's too much. I never think it's too much. Almost. But no, I really enjoyed this. The atmosphere of that, the ambience was great. I think the energy of the song was top tier, and just a great flow within the song as well. It felt very nicely structured, and I enjoyed that. I'm not sure if I need to listen to it more times, but I feel Under the Ladder had more of that energy that really just came across right away. I felt like that one was more clear, more distinct, and more knew what it wanted to do. This one feels a bit more subdued, which isn't really an issue at all, but it might be a struggle with actually connecting with people. I'm not sure. I also, of course, I always love it when artists flirt with trance music, because it is a genre that I'm obviously obsessed by. I'm sure you probably know that. Should we just keep on with the Muse theme here, now that I started talking about my favorite band ever when talking about Melovin? We got a song called Time Is Running Out, which is, of course, one of Muse's absolute best songs, in case you didn't know that. I'm sorry, I just gotta take every opportunity I get to talk about them. Now I'm dropping it. Time Is Running Out by Skylar is song number 8, I think. We have 4 songs to go or something like that. And yeah, let's listen to what it sounds like. Soon. A very soft piano opening.
Скажи, чому цей світ зійшов з розуму? Скажи, чому, Боже, я тобі кричу? Скажи, чому небо вкрилося грозами? Скажи, чому, Боже, я божеволію?
Tries to be very dramatic for that opening, and then comes in this digital beat with a lot of energy in it. The playfulness with that backing vocal as well. How they utilizes that on additional rhythm. Piano is effective there. Structurally, it's a bit chopped up here. I don't think they really need to kill the beat like they did here. Utilizing this kind of hi-hat to build back up into something. I'm not really grasping the structure yet. And again, just swapping energy and swapping rhythm too much here so far. This is a very strong beat. Just utilize it throughout. I'm not sure why they're chopping it up so much. Percussion is strong. I'm tapping my foot, absolutely. Strings add some drama here. There's a playful sound design as well. Just the detailing kind of works here. I like this beat. Combination of melody there as well. It's just the detailing I think it really works here. It's not melodically interesting really for me, but I just like the kind of contrast of her voice and this kind of beat that it has going for it. The instrumental is very strong, I would say. And I'm liking these vocal chops. They add a character to it and also an additional rhythm. Nice finale. Great closure as well. Hinting back with that intimacy. It kind of came abrupt, but I think that worked here. Instrumentally, that is very strong, I think. I think that there's just a great atmosphere surrounding the song. I think the piano sets a very nice tone for it, and then the percussion really is what drives it forward throughout. I think it's very engaging. I think I sit here and I tap my foot to it, and I'm very much fond of how her vocals combine or sound together with that kind of beat. I think she really just nails this brighter tone while the instrumental is very industrial. It feels gritty, it feels quite dark and melodramatic in a way. This piano sounds quite haunting along with this very industrial drum beat that I think just creates a very nice backdrop for something to be very bright and lively in terms of the vocal. Very enjoyable really in that regard. I just thought like early on in the song the structure just didn't really click with me. I think they swapped up the energy of the song too much. There were parts that really just felt, I mean, the opening is very intimate and then comes out all the energy from the percussion, and then they kill it. They go half step with the percussion, and then they kill it completely to create a build up where they use this kind of crash, or not a crash, like half open hi-hat to just kind of create some buzz leading in for the next part, and then you throw the drums back in, and it kind of just goes swapping around like that, and I don't really feel the flow of that, and I think that holds it back massively, because for the final part of the song or so, I just felt like everything came together so well, and I just loved the atmosphere that it had about it. I thought it was very engaging, but it took me out of it too many times early on in the song, and I don't think melodically maybe it's interesting enough, but it definitely has parts of it that I'm very fond of. And I'll be listening to it more times. Like the good parts of this song are really, really good. It's just that there's not really enough of a flow between all of the parts, I would say. So yeah. What strings? Did I say? What did you ask, Rodman? What strings? I don't know. Did I say strings when I was talking about? Sometimes I mess up my words when I talk during listening. I'm sorry. I'll try and figure out what I should have said instead, because words just kind of fumble in here. I want to talk as much as possible, and then sometimes I don't get the correct word out. You'll have to excuse me to have not having a perfect English flow when I speak. It's not that natural to me. It's kind of natural, but it's not 100%. So sorry if I lose some words and I replace them with words that shouldn't be there. Piano and Beck gave a great atmosphere. Yeah, I think that's a really strong part of it. I think if it has the right staging, it could pull it off decently, but not a clear contender for me right now. I think absolutely, like the staging for this, I'd love to just see proper like smoke, mirrors. No, smoke and I don't know why I associate it with that, but actually it could work with something like mirrors and just doing something playful with the staging. But definitely lighting is going to be a big part of this. Love to see some smoke with it. Love to see a kind of just a proper show kind of number. That goes all around, not smoke and mirror. No, but I mean you could imagine there being a mirror behind her on stage or something like that, can't you? Like she could play around with a mirror and have some smoke on the stage, surely. Okay, whatever. We'll move on. I'm gonna drop all of the. I don't know how to stage. I'm not a stage director. I'm very ignorant considering how to work. But yeah, okay. Good you say. Camera work. The camera work can make or break a song like this. Absolutely. I don't want to see those kind of shots from the back of the arena that you can't see anything from. All right. Should we move on from Skylar? I'm gonna come back to this song. I don't think it's too like varied throughout, but I did enjoy the good parts of it were very enjoyable, I would say. Next up, we have Zifferblatt with the song Place I Call Home, and there's they look intriguing. That lead singer, or the guy in the middle, kind of looks like the lead singer from Water Parks, but that might just be me. Okay, Place I Call Home by Zifferblatt. I'm terribly sorry if I pronounced that completely incorrectly. I probably did, but I'm trying. Either or, I can pronounce the song title, which is Place I Call Home, and let's listen to it. Going all out for the synth work. This kind of feedback on the percussion at the very top and the right ear, it's a bit strange. Great vocal. What a charming tone. Listen to the bass walks. Piano chords, coloring, moves so naturally. Complete chord interval switch up. Drum fills. It's so dreamy, so vibrant. Incredibly wide, the piano chords do their magic. What a great, just constant flow with the instrumental here. The bass works so nicely. The drum set character, the vocal is so intriguing to me. Loving the bass work as well, how poignant it is. Listen to the bass walks, really. Chords are moving all over the place, wonderful. Great flow. Just love the staccato approach as well, leading in the build-up here. Wow. And just listen to these chords as well. It feels so wide, so fulfilling. I'm loving the design they're going for here. Throwing back to synths here. It goes for a very experimental tone here for the breakdown, I guess. The bass is so well in sync with the drums, has to be said. I'm not sure what to make of the synth work here, I'm not entirely sold on it. The drum feels are great. Scale it back. Just these little bouncy hits in the detailing in the piano is great. The coloring as well. Vocal harmonies here. Very charming. Feels so complete as well. What a chorus. Just a collective sound that it really transmits. It's so pleasant. Oh, no, what am I doing? No, I didn't want to do that. Oh, come on. What's going on? Why do they have to have that on the screen? Sorry about that, I'm just accidentally opening other tabs because they're linking me to things. Okay. I'm going back, like trying to remember, what did I just listen to? I listened to so much gorgeous songwriting, truly. The coloring of the chords, the way the bass is synchronized with both piano and drums throughout the whole thing is top tier. I love how playful they're being with it. I think that the vocal is truly stellar in really creating the greatest of hits within the song. And I think just the songwriting of it is really knocking it out of the park. I think they're being playful, they're knowledgeable about how to connect different parts of the song into each other. Feels like they might go a little too experimental at times, especially like they're in the breakdown part. I don't really get why they allow the synth to take over so much. I don't really click with that. I think they could have just cut off the synth completely because it doesn't really offer anything that feels part of the overall experience within the verses mainly. I think the chorus should have these pads that really just grow it grand. But this kind of arpeggio work with the synth, it's taking me out of it a little bit. I get a very dreamy vibe throughout the whole song, and I think that just really sells it for me. I get a very calm feeling. It feels very mellow. The actual delivery and impact of the song is not really energetic, but it's pulsating in a very pleasant manner, and I feel like I can definitely click with that. It feels very pleasant to me. It feels very fulfilling to me. I feel like it's very complete. They know what they're doing, absolutely, and they want to have fun putting it together, and they have had fun putting it together. And now with the execution, production quality sounds great, and you can just really hear how tightly everything works together within the song as well. Mainly the bass work I'm very impressed by. The drum fills are strong. The piano just movement throughout the song is very, very intriguing to me. I'd love to just sit down and delve into all of the chord movements that they go leading from part to part within the song. Just love as well with the verses leading into the bridge, they completely swap up the chord progression to just create a new flavor to the song, add something different to it. And I'm just wonderfully excited about what they've put together here. I think if there's I'm not sure, do they have juries in Vidbir? But if you got proper songwriters within that jury, they should shower this with points, honestly, because it is something that is very impressively written, I think, in how they've managed to put everything together and lead from part to part within the song. If the jury gets like some kind of like instruction to really reward creative songwriting, I would say that this is the only thing you can really give top marks for, because it's exceptionally written in terms of smoothness and flow. And I'm not gonna try. I will, like, you could call me as biased as you want to, because it's obviously something that I've really enjoyed. But this is not a style of music that I listen to that often. It's not. I mean, in my personal preference, I would probably think that the Teresa and Maria song was more up my alley. But this one just feels so completely written. I'm just impressed by how they managed to put it together. And I think that should absolutely be rewarded, and I hope it will be. I'm very pleasantly surprised by this one. I did not expect to hear a song quite like it today, but I'll be returning to it. I'm very impressed. What do you mean they are 15? Stop it, they're not 15. No, they're not 15. Just stop it. Stop it, Grandma. You're not being funny now. We're moving on, away from Grandma's nonsense. This is Galaxy S24. You want to buy one of those? And why is there always 2 ads for every video? There we go. Alright, song number... I've lost track. What are we, 9? Song number 9? 9? 10? I think 9, probably. 10? Really? Are we on song number 10? There's only 2 left? Wow. Please get ad block? No. I want to support every YouTube channel I watch. I want them to get the full support. I don't want them to, unless they block my videos when I upload them, then they can go to hell. Anyway, song number 10 is called Tsunamia by Yagodi. Terribly sorry, but I mean, when you have a name like that, you can't expect people to know how to pronounce it. You need a tutorial, pronunciation tutorial. Until that moment, I will say Yagodi has made the song Tsunamia, and now we'll listen to it. Getting kind of a folk vibe so far. Brewing horns, sweeping wind effects, panning as well with this whispering. Very straight to the point. Vocal chanting in the middle. Elevating the vocal there, leading into the verse. Percussion comes in nice there. Great drive to it. Feels very wooden, which I can get behind. Yeah, neat continuation here. Great energy. Just non-stop. Yeah, atmospheric. It's very oddly structured. It just kind of takes you on different turns, I'd say. definitely has the atmosphere going for it. Drum sounds are engaging. Not bad. Some very intriguing input from this instrumental segment. Yep, I like that. Vocal comes in as well with the harmonies really working here. There's one in the center and then this kind of chattering at the back, I guess, panned out. It's very difficult to just kind of get into what they're, like the actual flow of the song, but it's, and I'm not really getting along with the the concept of it, but I'm just intrigued by how it flows, I guess. The atmosphere is absolutely there. Melodically, maybe not so much up my alley, but I like the atmosphere of it. I like the contrast between the vocal and that instrumental as well. Tsunamiya, very intriguing effort, this one. It's not, I mean, I was obviously never hear something like this in Melody Festival, and so that's why I kind of love listening to all of these other national finals, of course. Getting exposed to so many different kinds of music. And I'm quite intrigued by it. I think the opening is almost maybe exaggerated, like with these brewing sounds, and then the wind comes sweeping all around your ears, and then you got this kind of whispering and chattering at the back, and then this vocal just straight down the middle, very intense, very harsh, right in your face, and then the song kind of just goes on from there. It's absolutely something that stands out. It's something that grabs your attention, I would say. However, melodically, it's not something that I really connect with, I guess. And I don't really feel like the energy is really all the way there. It has a nice atmosphere behind it, like I've said so many times now. The wooden percussion sounds great. I love that little part in the middle there where the instrumental kicks in, like the instrumental segment with this kind of like guitar-like instrument takes over. But as an overall package, I'm just kind of left without something that I really connected with, even though it intrigued my interest, like it piqued my interest, and I liked the just overall, I guess, cinematic feel of it. But I'm not sure if I really connected with the song on a whole, and I'm not sure if I will really return to it that often. But it sparked an interest in me, and I can definitely get behind that. And I think it's great to have songs like this in a selection, but it's probably not the one that I seek out and just show my affection for, because I can admire it while also not really just getting into what it actually wants to be, I guess. Should we keep it like that for that song? Seems like a lot of people actually really quite liked it. Some people just kind of said that, like, maybe not a lot of people who just really loved it, but most people seem to have just kind of liked it, because it is, I guess, it kind of just stands out, because I mean that's a part that a lot of people like. Connor doesn't think that it really builds, like, loves it, but it doesn't think that it builds enough. And yeah, that could be absolutely a case. It's not really like it goes anywhere expansive towards the end. So yeah. Okay, one song left then, I guess. Like you said. Now what happened? What happened now? What is this? No, I don't know what I'm doing. Where did I end up? Stacja Rica. I don't know what that is. That was not song number 11. Song number 11, I found it now. No ad. This is... okay, yeah. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat. What is Groot dissing Sweden's national final? I mean, sometimes it's kind of... sometimes it's not really up my alley. You know. There's not really that much variation in Melody Festival, and the variation we get is just simple pop music. And that is usually what we reward, unfortunately. But we always have some good stuff. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to Melody Festival this year, of course. We're getting snippets on Thursday, aren't we, for the first semi-final. you can expect a live watch along for the snippets. Of course, we need to listen to the snippets together, don't we? Don't we? Surely, right? Right? Surely, yes. Weird system in Melodifestivalen this year, though. There's only 6 songs per semi-final, and they've done something really strange with the 5th semi. We do not. Okay. I mean, I'm listening to them, and if if you don't want to join me for that, then your choice. But I'm listening to them. I have to. Anyway, let's go to song number 11. This one is called Glass, and it's misspelled because there are 3 S's. Either they do not know the ES rule with plural, or they just want to be artsy. Or maybe it's a word in Ukrainian that's actually spelled like that. I don't know. This is Glass by Nahaba, or Nahaba, something, I don't know. Nahaba, Glass, song number 11, final one. Enjoy. Very hollow tone in this vocal to kick the song off, while just having this growly synth at the back. I like that contrast a lot. It's effective. Loads of reverb to open the song. It's a very strong synth work in the instrumental. Straight to the point, loads of attack on it. And the vocal contrasts it very nicely. The drum machine's great. The dynamics in this. Absolutely. Contrasts. Softening it down, but still have this pulsating synth, and the vocal kind of just leads it in together. Kick drum is scattered here, building energy. Listening to these industrial drums coming in here, the drum beats are so great. Just really liking that synth work. What a distinct instrumental. It's so straight to the point. Compressed just right. Great flow. Love it. Ties it together so nicely. The vocal will grind, like will get on some people's nerves, absolutely. But I'm very intrigued by it. More fulfilling here now. Feels like there's a new vocalist coming in. Oh wait, there is. I'm an idiot. Nice timbre on the voice there. Trying to growling it a little more. Yeah, no, this part is too much for me. I don't like this. I can't connect with this. This doesn't offer the same contrast, you know. It's not the bright tone anymore. Now it's becoming screaming. It's lost the melodic impact that it had. Went for the half step kind of beat here. That did a proper 180, didn't it? It just kind of dropped all of the energy that it had, didn't it? I don't know. I mean, I just loved the opening half of it because I felt like it just had that spot-on ambience to it. It was industrial, it felt gritty, it had a great dynamic between the different instrumental inputs. I think the drumming is very, very strong, and actually, I mean, I gotta say that the percussion sounds immaculate. It's produced so well, and I love just how the synth is actually being the focal point of the song. And then this kind of really bright vocal. When she's singing, the vocal really contrasts the backing track so well, and I think that's spot on. But then when he starts singing again, or he starts singing instead, everything becomes very gritty in a very low register, and then you kind of lost this bright aspect in the song, and then it just feels like everything is growling at the bottom, and that just kind of takes me out of it, I guess. I honestly like loved half of it, and then just kind of didn't really enjoy the other half at all. Closer to Ice Peak, yeah, I agree with that. I have no idea. It sounds very much like Ice Peak, doesn't it? It's just all out intense, like all out extremism, I guess. But I gotta say, I think the first half of it was just very, very intriguing to me, and I loved that. But then it took me out of it. I wish that it would have just really kept going for the energy of the drum machine and that vocal style that they had for the first half. That would have definitely worked for me. And then it could have maybe not be my favorite, but almost. It would be up there. Now it kind of landed in the middle for me, I guess. You know what we're going to do now? We're obviously going to check the recap, because we need to just listen to these songs in one go and see what we actually had in here, and what will be my pick for the best song of this selection, of course, and then you can share what your picks will be. We always trust our good, helpful Misja Eurovisia here with the recap from Vidbir 2024. I hope this is only the 11 songs that we listened to today. I hope there's no more of them in here, because then I will be very unknowing. What more time? Of course. At least I can see the recap. Rodmorg moment for me. Yep. This is the Rodmorg moment of the stream. Sorry, I need to readjust here. I'm sitting very uncomfortably at the moment. Alright. Rodmorg time. Let's see what songs we got in this selection, and let's see. I'm gonna pick a top 3 or something. We'll see. I'll give some just brief comments on all of the songs, I guess. We obviously started off really weakly. This has to be... I think this is definitely my least favorite in the selection. It just felt so to the basics, really. It didn't do anything interesting. It just felt a bit lazy, I guess. I'm not a fan of it. The minimalism just took it over. Did enjoy this one, actually. Kind of similarly to the last song, there was this nice hollow vocal contrasting with the more gritty beat, I guess. It just that it wasn't really that gritty. I mean, it was just more deep lying, I guess. This might be even worse, honestly. This is among the worst things I've heard. Horrendous. It's not a song meant to be listened to. It's a song meant to be performed. Palala was enjoyable, very short and brief song, but absolutely the energy was there. Like the instrumental input it had, and I thought her vocals had character as well. Decent. Yeah, this is just kind of there. Didn't like his vocals, and it felt a bit middle of the road. I think how the synth combines with the rock aspect, it didn't really intrigue me. This obviously intrigued me. Wonderful arrangement. Great melody in the hook. I'm optimistic about this one. I would love for this to be at Eurovision, honestly. It felt just the right ambience behind it. Obviously love the trance vibes of this. Kind of like that haunting approach that it had as well. And of course the breakdown at the end, I love that part. How it didn't lose the tempo, it just kind of kicked it up a gear. This one I'm returning to, absolutely. Love the instrumental of this. There's a lot of just industrial sounding songs in this selection, aren't there? And again, this bright vocal contrasting it. Is this my favorite song this selection? It honestly might be. Musically the most competent, obviously. So impressed by it. And Tsunami had parts of it that I quite enjoyed, but it kind of passed me by as a whole, I guess. Melodically didn't interest me too much. When you listen to... Okay, recap-wise, this song could be at the very top of my list. This part is too good. Just the combination of this vocal being that filtered out with this industrial beat. And when this starts taking over, that's when it loses me. Alright. Okay, quickly just going through this, I think I got 3 songs spot on that I think are head and shoulders above the rest, I'd honestly say. I think that... Okay, if we're going what I think is the most impressively and best written song in here, that would be Place I Call Home. It's up here. Like from the entire Eurovision season, this is one of the, I would say, from the songs that I've listened to so far, this is one of the 3 that have impressed me the most. I think, yeah, it has to be a top 3 in terms of just being impressed. Lovely composition, truly. Teresa and Maria is definitely in my top 3. That is, I'm not sure which of those 2 that I would put as my first place, because I think that those 2 are the songs that I will listen to the most. I would probably listen to Teresa and Maria more than I will listen to Place I Call Home, but I'm more impressed by Place I Call Home. And then I would probably say Dreamer is my third, but it's actually quite distanced from the top 2. I think the top 2 is clear for me. And then Dreamer I would just probably put in third, because it's just kind of up my alley. I like the trance vibes. I thought the haunting atmosphere it had was pretty strong. I'd say that Time Is Running Out is honestly a contender to be towards the top of my list. And Glass was just really cool for the first half of it. Like if Glass was like it was during the first half, if that was the whole song, that would be my number 3 ahead of Dreamer. But that wasn't the case. Other songs to mention, I think Palala was pretty fun, but it was too short. And I think Keeper had something in it, but not quite enough. Yeah. Same clear top 2 for me too, Groot. Yeah, nice to see, Kevin. I think those 2 are absolutely head and shoulders above the rest in my book. But it was a pretty good selection, I gotta say. It started off pretty weak. I thought just when we started with the first song, that La 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 song, and then the funny song Slavic English, I just felt like, oh, I kind of just want to skip this. But then things got going, just like you all said in the chat. So it was a good experience anyway. And I enjoyed this very much. I'm now very familiar with Vidbir this year, and I would be optimistic about Ukraine's chances in Eurovision as well, as long as they pick the right song, of course. They're obviously having their national final next weekend, so we need to keep an eye on what's gonna happen there. It starts very early. However, I do have some very sad news about next weekend. It's not entirely sad, but it is my dad's birthday, so I will not stream on next Saturday because I'm gonna be celebrating my dad. I'm very sorry for everyone who looked forward to that, because it's a proper all-nighter of Eurovision content, but I can't. I simply can't. We'll have to keep it up. We'll have to, not keep it up. We'll have to catch up the days after it, really. I'm gonna try and get as many national finals covered before that anyway, so we can just kind of focus on listening through the songs. Obviously, Denmark released their songs, was it yesterday? Same thing for Serbia, right? We have Germany's songs are out, Finland's songs are out. I've already listened to Latvia, so that's good. Moldova has their songs out. Croatia, but Croatia is going to be postponed to be the last one because it's happening so late. And Portugal as well. I know loads of people want me to cover Portugal every year because I love Portugal in Eurovision, of course. Even though they don't really pick my favorites, I guess. Like last year, I loved Ai Corazao, but A Festa. I've listened to A Festa so many times. I'm obviously going to listen to Portugal, but I might just postpone that one because they don't pick their song until March. So I think you just gotta have to wait for Festival da Canção, honestly. Yeah, Serbia is also late, so I guess we're gonna wait with those as well. Iceland happens very late, I see here. Oh, but they have semi-finals, don't they? When do they release their songs? Oh, they release them tomorrow. Alright then. I want UMK next. Maybe. Yeah, actually, UMK might be the next one, honestly. Because I've covered all of the national finals taking place this weekend, and I've covered all of them that take place next weekend. Well, Malta, you can make up your mind if I've covered that or not, because all of the songs are going to be revamped, of course. But if we need another watch-along session for Malta, let me know. But yeah, then UMK is the next one actually. So I guess that's the one coming after that, and then Germany and Denmark, I guess. So yeah, I guess UMK is the next one. Then there are only 7 songs in that one. We'll see when I can fit that one in. Maybe I'm speculating now, but keep an eye on Discord. I might, if there's time, I might just listen to UMK before Eurosong starts. Like, how long does it take to listen to all of those? Like 1 hour? Now we've been streaming for 1.5 hours for the Ukrainian, for Vidbir, and there were 11 songs. So just above 1 hour. If I start at like 9:15, I don't think I can get through UMK. Keep an eye on Discord. I will announce if I go live again on about UMK before Eurosong starts. But I might be too stressed. And then maybe tomorrow. What do I know? Either or. I'm going to be listening to UMK next because there are only 7 songs, of course. But now, I told you earlier, I was really hungry. I decided to stream before dinner. Just like Alipan already knows that I'm sitting here starving. I'm gonna go make my dinner. I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. You should do the same if you haven't eaten yet. And either way, even if we listen to UMK or not, we're definitely... I hope you're joining me for the Eurosong 2024. It still feels strange to say 2024, doesn't it? For the Eurosong 2024 final that's taking place tonight. We're watching it live. You need to find your own stream though. If I find the stream, I'm gonna link it in the description, but you need to watch like 2 monitors or something. Or you can just listen to me, but I don't know if you want to do that. Accidentally signed something with 2023 2 days ago. Yeah, I mean, it's what we do. It's what we do. I will have a tasty water, I think. That is... You need food. Water's not gonna cut it. Water's great, but you need food. I would die if I didn't eat food. Have a tasty meal, Groot. Thank you, Dr. Seger. See you soon, I guess. Hopefully I'll see as many of you as possible soon. Have a great rest of these 2.5 hours before I see you again, and see you later.